Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's advanced room session here at XM Live together with Stanley. Nice to see you, Stanley. It's been 1 week. How are you and how is everything going?
Hello, Sylvie. Very good to see you. Thanks so much. I feel great. Have been very dynamic. 1 week. Actually, Gil reminded me, I had a session with him earlier, that I was on a different location a week ago, but so many things happened with me that I was like, really? It was last week? Okay, let's go. So yeah, for this 1 week, a lot of things changed, and a lot of things actually happened to be true as our previous discussion
Yeah,
um, was nailing the Fed meeting already a week ago, despite the high inflation data that we got in between, and trading everything as planned. I can say I'm very satisfied with what's going on, and I can say that it is kind of a little scary with me because recent time I got very good accuracy on those events,
that's good.
and it is getting really scary how now the tricky part is if I fall into trap and start overexposing, right?
Yeah, that's always
Yes,
the.
but I try not to. I try not to. Um, so good predictions, good positions. I'm shorting dollar. I will show you some of my positions later on. And but before we dissect the markets, how the week have been for you? What changed? What is new?
Good, very good so far. I'm also buying everything that's somewhat going up.
Yeah, it's everything is
And
going up. So whichever you buy, you cannot make really a mistake
yeah,
now.
you can't really do anything wrong, especially if you focus on the Nasdaq on these tech stocks here. So that's what I've been doing. You just keep buying, and somehow feel like if this market drops, the party is gonna be over, but it's going to be good too. So we get a little better opportunity because look at it, this is so extended now. It's just I want to see a little deeper corrections here, but it's not happening.
And yesterday, Powell just make sure that whatever happens, the market should not drop. I don't know if you watched the meeting, but he was so
No, not all.
dovish. He was so dovish on it. Unbelievably, it's some event that we didn't see historically anything like this. He was guaranteeing that they will bring inflation down to 2%. He was
Yeah.
promising this. He also promised that they will print money as soon as the reverse repo facility is drained out. I mean, it was a hell of a dovish meeting yesterday.
Yeah, that's true.
It was like they were already cutting. And this is of course what market is pricing in.
Yeah, that is very true. Very true. So what are you buying? Do you have any stocks or anything here?
Stocks I don't have. Okay, let me share.
It's okay. I want to buy this AMD.
I took the screen. Maybe I give you
Oh,
in a few
okay.
moments.
Yeah, you can do the
Pound
same.
dollar was a I had three positions, one of them still active, but we had Bank of England, and I was having an expectation of
Yeah.
dovish Bank of England, which is already materializing. So I'm shorting pound and having pound dollar protected already.
Mm-hmm.
Aussie dollar long, which is one of the few that I like a lot. I've been an absolute hater on Australian dollar. You remember this?
Yeah.
And things change. Started seeing better
True.
data, and I change as well. So that was with it. I'm having also new trades on gold. On different account, I'm holding the previous ones from the bottom here. And something that is not very typical to me, I'm buying the S&P. I usually
No.
I usually
So nice.
don't buy at such elevated levels. So yesterday I was buying at new historical highs because of
Well, I bought two, to be honest with you. I actually bought two, so
but
different.
this is okay for you because it is exactly where
Yeah.
you you are, right? You're a
That
stock
is
trader,
true.
you're buying this, whether it's at high or whatever, you just,
Yeah.
that's what you do. While for
Mm.
me, it was kind of uncomfortable. However, after hearing Powell's comments, I mean, this guy is so dovish, and I think that they're gonna cut rates, and I think that this is the right thing to be done at the moment, not to keep rates higher for longer. Because if you look back in history, where they cut rates, they cut rates when there is already disaster, when the job market is
Mm-hmm.
horrible,
Yeah.
and it's taking time for those interest rates to get consumed by economy.
Yeah,
So
that
the
is
last
true.
rate hike was about not 12 months ago or something like this, some months ago, right? Not
Yeah.
closer to a year. So those still last few hikes are hitting the economy. So I think that they do the right thing this time. And I'm, from a person that was in the recession team,
Yeah.
yes,
True, yes.
yeah, I was in the recession team. I was not seeing any indication for it. But I was in the recession team. I was expecting, and the data, but the data doesn't come to be. So, of course, not that I didn't trade the opposite direction. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I was actually expecting a recession, which is not coming.
Not for now. You never know, but right now, no, you're right.
No indication for it. Not at
Yes.
all. So, in order for them to avoid that, what a better thing they could do is to cut rate prematurely. Inflation is 2.4 CPI, sorry, PCE price index. Um, you've got the bank rate at 5.5%. They're 3% in restrictive territory. They could cut a little bit
Yeah.
and let the data see. And if they have to do anything, they do anything. They high cut whatever. But
Yeah.
I think it's the right thing to be done. And
It's true,
as
yeah.
we discussed last week, whatever happens in between, Powell will not contradict what um, he was, uh, what was the word? In front of Senate the previous week ago.
Yeah.
The previous week
I
we
know
got
what you
the,
mean, yes.
yes, yes. Um, anyway, everybody understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
S-
He did
Uh,
this testimony or what did he do?
testimony, yes, thank you
Yes.
very much.
So yeah, I agree. But there's no other way. Just I'm just keep buying too. There's nothing I can do here about it. I was thinking too, we're gonna see a pullback, we're gonna see this and that, but now with the projection of cutting rates, and there's historically also the fact that you also have like um corrections or bear markets, and then you have, I don't know if I have this slide or data anywhere, but then it's followed by a big bull market, years of bull market. So after we had 2022, the bear market and the correction, this could be just the beginning
It's
of
exactly what I also believe.
yeah, a
I
bull
think we're
market.
in early stage or somewhere in the middle
Yeah.
of a massive bull cycle
Yes,
after this leg down. Yes,
exactly.
yes,
That's
I'm
what I
with you.
think too. And that's why like trying to sometimes, especially in the stock market, is like this. If you're trying to wait and oh, I'm gonna get this pullback, you're just going to miss the whole
Uh-huh,
entire
pullback.
rally.
You see a pullback? You the last pullback you got in October
I know, yes.
last year, and since then you're 1,000 points up. I mean,
Yeah,
no waiting for a pullback. There is liquidity, and also what he said. They asked him um, if um, if the job data is too high, he said he will have no problem to cut rates even though the job data is high. So he absolutely denied any room for not cutting rates. He was super ultra dove,
yeah.
and it's good. I mean,
It
so
looks
far.
like he somehow has been doing the right thing. I mean, he after this whole rate cut, he prevented, big recession. He did the soft landing as he promised. So maybe
There
he's
was
doing it right now just because of the overall fact that you're right, like prematurely trying to cut before this happens with the recession.
right.
So yeah,
I
and you're
yes.
right with the job market. The job market is good, and if you look here, I'm
It
a
is
LinkedIn.
not good, but the data is good, right?
Yeah,
It's not very well, but the data is showing good, so the stock market is happy about it.
yeah, yeah, and also the salaries of the people are not bad. They are high for
This
here.
is inflationary.
Maybe, yeah. Because when
That's
I looked at, like,
inflation.
sometimes when you get, like, I'm a LinkedIn member, when you get all these emails, sometimes you look at, oh, they're sending you some kind of jobs and stuff like this. When you look at the payments, you're like, wow, that's a pretty decent salary for the position, you know? So, like, 100, is like, that's pretty decent, actually. Of
It
course,
depends
with,
on which state you live. It depends on which state because the
yeah,
expenses are. I mean, if you're in Kentucky
yes,
and
of
if you
course.
compare that to Cali, um, will be completely
Yeah.
different. But yeah,
So that's
Boyki,
why people keep buying stuff, they're not, maybe they're a little hesitant with bigger purchases like house and stuff like that, but everything else, no one cares.
right? Hello to Boyki. Hi, thank you so much for tuning in. Do you have any trades from the Fed meeting? What's your
Hi, Boyki.
approach?
Nice to see you.
Any questions, comments? Um, Please bring them on. So I'm very optimistic about the stock market. There is no reason for me to be fearful. So we are not. This is, I
Yeah,
mean, no reason to be. I mean, every pullback that we see now, I'm just gonna use it to short dollar and buy S&P. And you rarely see me trading S&P on any of those events. Usually I trade it here on a false breakout. This is very typical for me. I never. Oh, you know what? It was historical event for me. I never trade S&P at the new all-time high. Never ever in history I did that. And I did it yesterday, two positions. And I added one, I traded one, and when he was talking about um, slowing down the tapering, which is reducing the balance sheet
yeah,
to slow it down, and when he said that they're gonna start print money, and promises of that they gonna let not gonna let things fall apart, and they're gonna do it earlier than everybody in history. So maybe they did the right thing, or they will do,
probably,
or they
yeah.
are just hyping about it and not gonna take any action. This is also a possibility, but the market reacts to expectation. It's speculative market. We trade the speculation. So yeah, Boyki, thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome
Yeah,
on board.
welcome.
What are you up to? And everybody else,
Exactly.
and everyone else that is watching the session. Let's go.
Yes, let us know. Do you have any trades open, Boyki? Nice to see you. What trades do you have? So like I said, I'm buying the Nasdaq, Nvidia, more Nvidia. I want to buy now the AMD again here, PLTR, these things.
If you want, yeah, if you
Yeah,
want to
I'm the
share,
share. So I'm
please.
gonna wait until the market opens and just
Oh yeah, we have a few moments. Yes. Everything is gapping up. Everything is
yeah, I
gapping up.
know.
AMD gapping 3%, Nvidia 5.
So Michios, welcome to the session. Hello. Did you see the Nvidia conference? Probably not.
About the chip.
Yeah.
Um, Actually, there was a there was a story from Gil that I laughed a lot about. He was sharing the press conference, and um, it was a photo of it, and it was like the CEO is the new Taylor
Yeah.
Swift because there is like a conference, huge
I
conference
know.
room. It was hilarious.
But I don't know if you, I don't know how familiar you are with all of that because I'm following somehow a little closer what's going on with the stock. And anyways, so he was like explaining this is a whole new, it's not just like they're making chips like the chip it is, and it's being having AI and getting a little smarter, but their technology is pretty much like 10 decades ahead of other companies.